DogWorks Radio is sponsored by Alaska Dog Works. Check out their website at alaskadogworks.com.
Start your day tomorrow with The Daily Dog with Michele Forto, the morning podcast on DogWorks Radio. Apple Podcast reviewer Patty Christensen calls it funny, smart, and filled with all the info I want to know about dogs. I love this show. Wake up with The Daily Dog. Available on DogWorks Radio on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your shows.
You are listening to The Daily Dog with your host, Michele Forto. The Daily Dog offers training advice, tips and tricks, and maybe even a book or movie review, too.
Hello and welcome, everybody. It's The Daily Dog with Michele Forto, and we are sponsored by Alaska Dog Works. We're going to start off today's show with our tips and tricks. So our tip of the day is affection. Can a dog be loved too much? No, but they can receive too many treats. You can give praise at the wrong moment, which will teach your dog that something you dislike is actually okay. So be mindful when you're doing treat training that your timing is perfect. All right, moving on to our topic of the day. Today's topic is going to be pretty informative, and I hope it's one that you're going to listen to not only right now, but maybe you'll play it back again in the future if you have any questions or concerns. And keep in mind, I am not a veterinarian. I am a dog trainer, but I also own and operate a boarding facility, and this particular topic comes up a lot. Canine cough. While the spread of canine cough can be minimized by proper cleaning, isolating obviously sick animals, and properly ventilating the facility, remember that no amount of supervision, sanitation, or personalized care is guaranteed to be 100% effective against the illness. All that a good pet care facility can do is recommend immunization against tracheobronchitis. Refuse to admit an obviously sick dog. Follow responsible cleaning and sanitation practices. Listen and watch for any signs of sickness, and make sure that any dog requiring veterinary attention receives it as quickly as possible. Strangely, the dog with parainfluenza alone may not appear ill, yet is contagious. You have a right to expect a pet care facility and to provide the best possible care, just as the facility has a right to expect you to accept financial responsibility for such care. One of the public relation problems for pet care facilities continues to be a much misunderstood disease in dogs called canine cough, tracheobronchitis, or often improperly referred to as kennel cough. As a dog owner, you should be aware of some of the facts about this disease. What is canine cough? Infectious tracheobronchitis is a highly contagious upper respiratory disease that is spread by any one of three infectious agents: parainfluenza, adenovirus, or bordetella, or any combination thereof. Most often passed on through the air. It can also be transmitted on hands or clothing. The incubation period of the disease is roughly 3 to 10 days, and an infected pet may be contagious for 3 weeks after showing the first signs of illness. The main symptom is a hacking cough, sometimes accompanied by sneezing and nasal discharge, which can last from a few days to several weeks. Although this coughing is very annoying, it does not usually develop into anything more serious. However, just as with a common cold, it can lower the dog's resistance to other diseases, making it susceptible to secondary infections, and so the dog must be observed closely to avoid complications. Canine cough can be an especially serious problem for puppies and geriatric dogs, whose immune systems may be weaker. Does tracheobronchitis occur only in pet care facilities? No. Since these viruses can be present anywhere and can travel for considerable distances through the air, they can affect any dog. even one that never leaves its own backyard. But tracheobronchitis is more likely to occur when the concentration of dogs is greater, such as at dog shows, kennels, dog daycares, veterinarian offices, and hospitals, as well as pet shops. Dogs can also be exposed while running loose or while being walked near other dogs or playing in the park. But aren't the chances of catching it greater when a dog is in a boarding kennel or daycare? Yes, because in any pet care facility, a dog encounters two conditions that they do not usually exist at home: proximity to a number of potentially contagious dogs, and the stress and excitement of a less familiar environment, which can result in lower resistance to disease. These same factors explain why children are more likely to catch the flu at school rather than at home. But the more frequently a dog visits a pet care facility, the greater are the chances that it will acquire immunity to the disease. Even during a widespread breakout, only a fairly small percentage of exposed dogs are affected. How is it cured? Just as in the case of the common cold, tracheobronchitis is not cured, but must run its course. However, any animal displaying signs of the illness should be seen by a veterinarian as soon as possible. Many times, antibiotics will be prescribed to prevent secondary infection, and sometimes cough suppressants will be prescribed to reduce excessive coughing. But these medications do not attack the disease itself. Home remedy treatments for canine cough without the consultation of a veterinarian are not recommended. Are these viruses a constant problem? No. Tracheobronchitis, like the flu, is often seasonal, mainly due to the fact that the busiest seasons for pet care facilities tend to be summertime or over holiday periods. It also tends to be epidemic. When veterinarians begin to see cases, they normally come from every pet care facility in town, as well as from individual dog owners whose dogs did not visit a facility at all. When the outbreak is over, they might not see another case for months. Can my dog be vaccinated to protect him from tracheobronchitis? Yes. Vaccines against parainfluenza and adenovirus type 2, in combination with other vaccines, are routinely used as a part of an adult dog's yearly checkup. Puppies are usually vaccinated for these in combination with distemper, hepatitis, and parvovirus in a series of immunizations. Specific non-routine vaccines are also available for Bordetella bronchioseptica, another cause of canine cough. Although some veterinary practices do not use this vaccination routinely, it should be considered for pets that board, visit a daycare frequently, or for those who veterinarian recommends it. It is important to note that the vaccines that are used to prevent this viral disease are made from only one of the over 100 different strains of the virus, and therefore are not as effective against some strains as others. Some strains are not included in any vaccine, therefore there is no prevention against them. Your veterinarian is in the best position to recommend a program of preventative health care management depending on your pet's needs. In most cases, veterinarians recommend that you obtain vaccinations for canine cough 5 to 7 days before taking your dog to a pet care facility. In our next segment, we're going to discuss the breed of the day. Today's breed is the Australian Terrier. The Australian Terrier was the first Australian breed to be recognized and shown in its native land, and was also the first Australian breed to be accepted officially in other countries. This dog, one of the smallest of the working terriers, was bred to be both helper and companion in rough times and terrain. A native dog known as the rough-coated terrier, a close relative of the old Scotch dog of Great Britain, not the present-day Scottish Terrier, had been in Tasmania since the early 1880s. These terriers are believed to have been crossbred with a number of other breeds of British Terrier stock to produce the fast, sturdy, rough, weatherproof, fearless little dog which the settlers needed as they expanded the frontiers of their country. The Australian Terrier is an excellent choice for show, city, home, or farm. He is very spirited, with an air of self-assurance and inquiry into all that goes on about him. His excellent hearing and good eyesight make him a fine watch alert dog to warn of any kind of disturbance. He is generally adaptable to any climate and terrain, and his weatherproof double coat, which sheds little, keeps him comfortable year-round. General appearance: a small, sturdy, medium-boned working terrier, rather long in proportion to height, with pricked ears and docked tail. Blue and tan, solid sandy or solid red in color, with harsh textured outer coat, a distinctive ruff and apron, and a soft silky topknot. As befits their heritage as versatile workers, Australian Terriers are sound and free-moving, with good reach and drive. Their expression keen and intelligent, their manners spirited and self-assured. These guys sound like a lot of fun. I'm surprised we don't see more of them here in Alaska, since they are so diverse and weatherproof. The temperament of the Australian Terrier is spirited, alert, courageous, and self-confident, with the natural aggressiveness of a ratter and hedge hunter. As a companion, friendly and affectionate. Faults: shyness or aggressiveness towards people. Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. Let us know if you have ever had an Australian Terrier.
Did you know that Alaska Dog Works trains service dogs for those in need throughout North America? Each and every service dog that is trained through the Lead Dog Service Dog Program and Michele Forto and her team has an individual training plan. We train for autistic, mobility, psychiatric, and PTSD for our soldiers for service work. If you know of someone that may need a service dog, please take a moment and check out Alaska Dog Works on social media and at alaskadogworks.com.
Hi guys, it's Alex. If you're a fan of sled dog sports and the Iditarod, Mushing Radio is the show for you. Each Wednesday we drop a new episode on Dogworks Radio, so be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts from.
If you like our podcast, there are a few things you can do. You can take a couple of minutes and go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. You can also check out all of our Dogworks Radio sponsors and promotions in our show notes. Another thing you can do is go over to Facebook, like our Facebook page, and one last thing, please tell all of your friends by spreading the word about Dogworks Radio. Thank you so much for listening to us. We really appreciate you.
Dogworks Radio is produced by Robert Forto. Logo art by Angry Squirrel Studios. Dogworks Radio is produced in conjunction with KVRF 89.7 in Palmer, Alaska.
For dog training advice, you can contact Alaska Dogworks at 907-841-1686 or visit their website at alaskadogworks.com. If you have a show idea or would like to be a guest, please contact us by sending an email to live@dogworksradio.com.